Hi, right here are all the parts that you will necessarily need to build a computer. Starting right here, I have what is known as an SSD. This is what stores all the memory on the computer. Under the SSD is my video card. The video card itself displays the image on the monitor. Right next to the video card is an optional piece. It is a Wi-Fi card, so I have built in Wi-Fi into my computer. Right next to the Wi-Fi is my RAM, known as Random Accessible Memory. Right here is the motherboard. On the motherboard, this is where you plug in all the components. On the motherboard though, I already have my CPU installed, which is a crucial component you need to have a computer running. Another crucial component in building a computer is the power supply. The power supplies will vary in many wattages. It just depends on what type of computer you're building. The power supply will either be installed on the bottom of the case or on top of the computer case. It just depends what type of case you buy. People believe that installing and building computers are very hard, but in truth, it's simple. You just have to look at it as it's playing with very expensive Lego pieces. The motherboard easily will fit into the case, and you just simply screw it down with little screws in the corners. They will always hook up to standoffs on the motherboard to make sure it gets not grounded out by it. First, I will install the RAM. The RAM will simply slide into these long channels. You know it's in place when you hear a solid click. And I will install another stick. After the RAM, I will go ahead and install the video card. The video card installs just much like the Wi-Fi card, except it goes into the bigger slot right next to it. As always, just like the last one, it doesn't take much force to acquire. You just have to make sure you get it into the right slot. So just like that, the video card is now installed. But on the back of the card, this time you have to unplug in a power spot. Due to the fact it's such a massive card, it requires more power and wattage. And this will simply just plug in. Just like that. Next, I will install my wireless Wi-Fi card. The wireless Wi-Fi card will fit into the small PCIe Express slot. Now with installing these, it doesn't require much force. They will simply just go into the right spots. Just like that, the card has been installed. Next, we will install the hard drive into the hard drive bay. With most cases nowadays, they come with hard drive based slots that will come with plastic things you just attach the hard drive to make it simple and easy to remove them. So all you do is screw the hard drive back, or in my case the SSD, onto the plastic slot, and then it can easily come in and out. On the back side of the hard drive, or the SSD, there will be two spots to connect cables to. One to the computer, and one to the power supply. This computer one will be a SATA 3.0 connection, and the power supply one will be a SATA connection. And you will just simply slide them into the bay. So now it comes time to just plug all the cables in. This part is probably one of the most simple parts. It's just like Legos. It's kind of hard to screw this one up because most of the time it's either labeled or the sizes just won't fit. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this part for you, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, now that I have everything plugged in, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and make sure everything's working and plugged in right. Alright. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how you put together a computer. I'm not going to show you how to install an OS due to the fact is I don't have any other hard drives laying around and I don't really want to wipe mine clean. But installing an OS is very simple. You just put the disk in a CD drive, which I don't have because I actually installed mine by a flash drive. But Windows is actually very simple to install now. It walks you through it step by step. So right there is how you build a computer.